Hi, beautiful brave hearts. It's Lorraine here at the Docket Detox, and I have Sandra May. And today we are continuing with the Perfect Day Lifestyle Q&A. So we all know that in order to become healthy, we have to anchor solid on the four pillars of the perfect day. So the four pillars are the diet, the nutraceuticals, the exercises, and the Braveheart emotional work. And a lot of people, other companies, they'll give you the diet and that'll be it. And some companies will give you the diet and maybe some supplements. And some will go diet, supplements, and exercises. But the most important one, if you want to truly get to that I'm thriving rather than just surviving, is the emotional one. So when you can anchor solid on all four of these, that's when the magic happens. That's when the body is able to heal because we're coming at it from all four angles. That's where the body says, OMG, you have moved me into a state of bliss. And that's where we need to be. We want to be able to thrive, not just survive. And that's where the Docket Detox Perfect Day Lifestyle comes into effect. Because anything else that I have ever tried, and believe me, I've tried a lot, didn't get me to where I wanted to go. Sandra, do you got anything to say there?
Absolutely. I completely agree with you. Just the one thing that I always like to teach people or mention to people is don't be intimidated by anything. What we teach is very foundational, and you can come at it from any point of view that you're coming in, and start at those basics and just build from there. So you don't have to feel like you need to be educated like a white coat to make a difference in your life. You come in, these protocols are foundational. You put together these four pillars, and as you go along and as that personal connection and as that personal commitment to yourself, in that emotional awareness comes on, your body can just start doing more and more and more for you. So everybody, no matter where your health is at, or even maybe how serious your health is, you come into these programs, into this perfect day lifestyle, start at those basics and start building, and your body will start to be able to respond for you.
That's right. Baby steps in the right direction. That's the way, it's you loving, first of all, where you're at, and then taking that first step and moving, and then taking the next step and then moving and taking the next step. And that's where I see people get the results. This is not a race. This is not a diet. This is lifestyle. It's different. If you want to change your lifestyle, you've got to come at it a little bit at a time, a manageable chunk. And that's what we're talking about. Love yourself back to health. So we talked about a few of the nutraceuticals that we carry last time, the basic ones. And the next one we were going to introduce was Infinite Iodine and Iodide.
Yeah, this is one of the most incredible products that Dr. Darrell Wolfe has come across. And of course, if you've been around Docket Detox for a while, you know that the people with those exceptional products come to Darrell. And so we just keep building with more foundational products, higher vibrational all the time. So it's an exciting world to be a part of. Infinite Iodine has been put together in a way that it doesn't need to be attached to any other minerals to make it stable in a product to get into your body. So it is the most amazing. As this slide shows, iodine is an essential daily nutrient, the only pure iodine with no toxicity, and that's what I was mentioning. It is simply iodine or iodide made stable in distilled water, no other minerals attached to it. And so anytime you heard of someone saying, "Oh, be careful with iodine," they were correct. Because those, if you overload, if you take too much or high dose those products with the iodine attached to the minerals, those minerals are actually what's taking your body into that toxic load. So our product, there is no worries about it. It is simply iodine or iodide made stable in distilled water. It's the most amazing benefit for your body. Balances the thyroid, disinfects and protects the skin with natural antiviral properties. Wherever you put that iodine in, it's going to disinfect first. It's going to help the cellular regeneration, builds skeletal and nervous system, supports the brain, organ, gland, skin, hair, nail health. So whether you're male or female, you need this. Maybe even your puppy dog or your kitty maybe needs to spray some little iodide in their mouth. So this is one of my most favorite products to talk about. One of the advanced protocols for ladies is to do an iodine soak before the vaginal infusion. So it is very key for our health.
Yes. And I remember on one of the talks that Tom, right? Yeah, who invented this or came up with it. He was telling us, if we compared the size of infinite iodine to the size of other iodines on the market, he said, imagine being on the top floor of a skyscraper and you can see the Volkswagen Beetle parked down there. He said that that would be the size of the regular iodine. And our iodine is the ant walking beside the Volkswagen Beetle. So it's very, very tiny. So it can get into all the nooks and crannies. We're feeding the mitochondria. We're supporting all of the tissues. And that's why our stage 4 inflammation patients are drinking an ounce and a half a day. And actually, if you are feeling sluggish or you feel like my body is taking a turn like a nosedive, take an ounce a day, take half an ounce a day. There is no downside to it. The only downside would be better health, and that's an upside.
Absolutely, Lorraine. Yeah. So what have you, I've just heard from a consult client a while ago that's dealing with some 1 or 2 stage inflammation in the pelvic region, and she started doing the iodine soak before her vaginal infusion. And she said, Sandra, things are moving out. So this is pretty exciting.
Yeah, it's
Have you had
definitely.
any? Yeah.
Go ahead, Sandra.
No, I was just going to say, what have you heard from anybody?
Well, like a lot of people who are on a thyroid medication, you know, here's the thing about thyroid medications. If I have been running on adrenaline, cortisol, and histamine, my thyroid starts working overtime because it's trying to keep up. It's going, oh my gosh, we gotta get going. Let's get going. Go, 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 go. We need more, we need more, we need more, more. You go to the doctor then, and you've got hyperthyroidism. But guess what? After a while, your thyroid says, there's no way. I can't do it anymore. I can't. This isn't, you're getting all I have. And if you went to the doctor then, you've got hypothyroidism, but it stems from the same thing. You got to get off that hamster wheel. You've got to really, stop running on adrenaline, cortisol, and histamine because your body, and when that happens, your body also pulls calcium from the nearest bones or teeth to put the fire out because you're going like this. So let's do something. So at any stage of the game, you can stop, you can breathe, you can slow down, you can give yourself permission instead of having to, end up going to the doctor and get diagnosed with something else because you have taxed your system. Not only are we in a highly toxic world, where our body is struggling, it can't keep up. It can't keep up. You're going down if you're not taking care of these bodies. That's it. So when you can slow down and put the body back into the parasympathetic nervous system, then your body heals. It only heals when you're in that parasympathetic nervous system. It is never healing when you're running from that paper tiger.
Yeah, that's amazing. I just thought of something, love. If we would just learn that the body is logical, that the body was just trying to tell you, hey, I am running overboard here, and then on the flip side, hey, I am really tired. I'm really running out of energy, right? So if we would just
yeah.
Yeah, if we just learn that body talk, we could figure out what it's trying to tell us, and then we would know how to adjust and how to change. So that's exciting. Again, that's another learning that we can take in and go, now I understand my own body. I don't have to go running to someone else to say, oh, I can coming for you. It just when it's a little bit bigger, and then we can deal with it for you, right?
Exactly. We don't want it to get bigger and worse. We want to be able to address the problem. So just know that your body knows how to heal. All we have to do is give it what it needs. And we've just numbed ourselves out. Pushed through it. Push, push, push. Just take another pill, take an Advil, take a Tylenol, get a prescription, whatever, so that you're not in pain. But being not in pain is still not addressing the root problem. Right? So we need to be able to really honor our bodies and respect them and give them the time and what they need for the energy, because that's what this is going to do. And you can use the iodine for helping to heal your ears, your eyes, your lungs, and like Sandra mentioned, your vagina. Yeah. Yeah. So I think next we're going to go to the coffee enema.
Yeah, that's an exciting topic. I love talking about this, and I hope when we get the app up that we start a little group that's maybe going to be, a discussion group for the ultimate coffee enema, as I don't shy away from this subject. And I've even had a couple of people say, hey, do you suppose we could just do a little video and you can show me how to hang the bucket and you can show me what to do? And it's like, not a problem. We get them started and away they go. So this has done a lot for me. And I've really learned a lot from my body from doing the ultimate coffee enema.
Yeah. So doing a coffee enema, a lot of people say, well, okay, I get that I'm constipated, or maybe I'm compacted, and that this is going to make a difference. Yes, it is, but that's not the real reason why you're doing it. The real reason you're doing it is to support the liver. Our liver is our most productive organ for detoxifying the body. So we've got to be able to help it out. There's more and more people that are getting diagnosed with a fatty liver, and it's not from drinking alcohol. It's from lifestyle. And alcohol has nothing to do with it. But so we want to be able to support that liver so it can detoxify better. There is the hepatic portal, which is about 2 inches up into the rectum. And as soon as that coffee hits there, it has a direct line to the liver. And then when it gets to the liver actually starts producing antioxidants on hyperdrive. So glutathione, and there's 2 other that I can't think of right now, but glutathione is one of them. So it's producing antioxidants on hyperdrive. Now, when you can hold the coffee for 3 minutes, you have allowed your entire blood system to go through the liver when it's performing on hyperdrive. So it's doing an amazing job cleaning the blood. So if you can hold it for 6 minutes, it's gone through twice. Your entire blood system has gone through the liver and gotten cleansed while it's on hyperdrive. 9 minutes, 3 times. 12 minutes 4 times. You don't need to do it any longer than that. 12 minutes is plenty. You don't need to hold it any longer than that. And, I've talked to a lot of people about doing the coffee enemas, and most people are a little hesitant to begin with, right? Nothing's going up there. That's not the way it's supposed to. Everything's supposed to come out, not, not going in, right? But you know what? Be playful. If you are really, really compacted, then what you need to do maybe is do a warm water, maybe with a little bit of tummy love, and try that, first before you do the ultimate coffee enema. And ultimate coffee enemas used to be the very first thing that were done to absolutely every patient that went into the hospital. And a lot of those patients got dismissed because they felt so much better. I can remember when I was working in Ixtapa, we had a couple of classes that were pretty much back to back. I think we did a February one and then we did a January one. So not a whole lot of leeway time in between that. And we had clients that were there specific just for healing, not taking the classes. And I can remember, doing thermography and oligo and Cellsonic and cardio med bed. And that was after the classes, So I was working a lot. It's my pleasure to do that. And when people are in need, I'm going to step up, right? Well, we had a day off and I went into work because I wanted to catch up on all the paperwork. And I got there and one of my coworkers said, "Lorraine, how are you?" And I looked at her and I burst out in tears. I had hit that wall. I really needed a day off and I wasn't going to give myself that. And she said, "No, you need to go home. Never mind. Whatever you're going to do, just put it aside. Take a day," right? So I went home and I did a coffee enema. And that was a profound thing for me to do. I went from feeling like I was flat on my back to, oh my God, I have life. When we neglect our body, even when it's through doing our passion, we're still neglecting our body. And we can only do that for so long. And then we get this kick in the butt, right? My feet became lead and my body became a wet noodle, But after the coffee enema, I was shocked. And I share this story with a lot of my people that I consult with, especially when they're hesitating about doing it. It changes things, and it's an easy thing to do. But you got to come at, if you've never done one, just be playful with it. I'm going to give you a gold star if you got the coffee in the pot and put some black gold in there and boiled it and then strained it and cooled it and then into the enema bucket and maybe adding a sprinkle or two of Black Diamond in there or maybe Tummy Love. And then you got into the bathroom, got everything ready, and you're on the floor, got some in, and all of a sudden, so what? You did it. You got a gold star. You actually got it. You did it. Right?
Exactly. Remember Christine, my precious friend from the UK, and I used her terminology from the UK, and I say to people, "Don't worry, it might just be a little bit of a plug for a few minutes or for the first 4 times. Let's not worry about it. You're helping your body out, and if you feel kind of a flush of emotion, that's okay, because where do we hide our negative belief systems but in our SHIT, right? So don't worry, we're going to move some of that out and we're maybe going to feel a little bit for a bit. But you're just going to lay back and you're going to be nice and calm and easy on yourself." So yeah, I just love talking to people about it. And just to let you know, Lorraine, we've got a mountain load of practitioners here. They're cheering us on. Hello, Teresa, Nelson, Michelle. Good morning, Lorraine from Australia, from Sibylla. Yeah, just lovely messages from everybody. Here's a comment. Let's read this one. Tanya, coffee enemas are the best. This changed my life as I had herbicide clogging my liver, and I now have so much energy and vitality. I see so many people who walk around sluggish and looking tired due to a fatty liver. I now absorb all the goodness in my life for a 55-year-old, and I run rings around younger and older people. Way to go, Tanya. You get 2 gold stars from Lorraine and Sandra.
That's right. That's right. So doing your coffee enema, it's going to cleanse the liver. It's going to detoxify the blood. It's going to reduce inflammation in the gut and bloating. It's going to help to regenerate chronic conditions. Um, it's going to eliminate heavy metals. Coffee optimized for detox, so that it is not just your regular coffee. You're not going to go to Starbucks and buy coffee, an organic one, of course, and do a coffee enema. That's not the same. This coffee is specific. It's done specifically for enemas, and it is a green coffee. Um, yeah, you're going to use the stainless steel bucket and put a little bit of black gold, um, and maybe a little bit of black diamond when you've cooled it down, and or tummy love. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And I did some, I just to let people know how this can help pull the emotions off the liver. Like I said, we feel calmer, we feel more energy. About more than a year ago, my father passed away. He was 36 or 37 when I was born, so he was a senior citizen when he passed. And so after he passed, I did an ultimate coffee enema every other day, and man, that just helped take so much of that grief off and physically out of my body, because I was there and present and trying to deal with everything. And that's a lot for a body to deal with. So I was really happy to have the ability to do, and I did it every other morning. And going back, I would have only done tummy love. I was doing black diamond at the time, and I think for that intense emotional period, I think I would have been just better to do a full teaspoon or maybe even a full tablespoon of tummy love. Just doing lots of personal experimenting, I really feel that the tummy love feels very, very comforting to my tissues. And I've noticed, because now I'm drinking a little bit of each in the morning, black diamond, humic, and tummy love. The tummy love feels soothing to my tissues when I'm simply drinking it in the water as well. So it's an interesting learning curve to take the time to do a little bit of experimenting, but it definitely helped me cope with that grief of that week. Right, I was fully there and fully present, and not making myself feel bad for anything that might have gone wrong in the relationship. Just there to fully deal with how I felt, and the ultimate coffee enema really just helped acid out of my body and out of the liver, right? So that was an exceptional learning for myself.
Yeah. I always tell my clients, I do my coffee enemas either in the bathtub or in the shower. And if I'm going in the shower, I'm going to put an old yoga mat down there so it makes it a little bit more comfortable. And I don't have to worry about if there's any messes that happen. And I go in naked, like I'm not going to have anything on because everything washes, right? I remember talking to one lady, an older lady, and she was getting ready to do her first one, and she called me after she got her first one done, and she said, "Oh my gosh." she didn't she forgot to strain the coffee out.
Ooh.
So it was getting clogged in the hose, and she kept doing a whiplash thing to get it unclogged and moving, right? And she said the bucket knocked over. She stood up really quickly. The hose came out. She'd already had some in there, and she painted the wall in her bedroom.
Yeah. Oh, and you know, how many times did I put it in without closing the hose? And there is my coffee enema going everywhere. And I'm still, like you said, you're standing there naked or almost half naked. And you're like, ah, I did it again. But right, and it's all just a part of accepting ourselves and going, you know what, whatever, it's totally okay.
Exactly. Exactly. You've got to learn to be childlike. They'd be having fun with it. I just know it.
Exactly. Okay,
Who doesn't
so
like playing in their poop?
yeah, so the same lady has. I'm going to read her comment. And then she has a question after that. Doing coffee enemas isn't that bad. It's just initially, though. That's right. In fact, I'm going to make up one now. So we've got a fan out there, Tanya, who's going to go for it right now as we speak. Yay for you! Third gold star, Tanya. You have so much clarity throughout your life. She says. Sometimes I feel nausea and vomiting bile, which I feel is a complete cleanse. Does this happen all the time? Can I ask you why sometimes you think I'm vomiting just bile? Funny, I feel fantastic afterwards. And yes, she says, I use certified organic coffee and structured water. So what do you think about the she's got a lot she's moving out, and bile, I think that's a heavy emotional load coming, the body's saying, yeah, if you're willing to get things out, then we needs to send stuff back up the other direction, right?
Yeah, for sure. During the therapeutic vomiting would have been a good idea
Yeah.
because then it's not so hard on the body, right? When you have that excess warm water with a little bit of tummy love, I think.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. She says, and afterwards, sometimes I do water and magnesium enema. That's interesting. I know last week I shared that I had, just kind of done some energy clearing the day before. And so I do believe I did a full teaspoon of tummy love. I do believe I did two tablespoons of coffee. And I only ever do 1 teaspoon of black gold. I don't know what you do with the black gold, but then I did put a few drops of our Beyond Ormus in it, and I really didn't feel too much. It really felt really, really nice. So that's definitely interesting to have little different add-ons, isn't it?
Yeah, the Beyond Ormus, it supports the tissues, the physical tissues, but it also supports the etheric body.
Etherical,
Etherical? Yes. So the
etheric body.
energy body. And um, when when uh, the egg and the sperm decide to do this, there is what's called the zinc spark. That is the spark of life. So the Ormus minerals help that spark of life to grow bigger.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. Okay.
excellent thing to be adding. But like Sandra said, you don't need a whole lot because remember, everything from the bottom up gets absorbed 65% better than the top down. Yeah. Any other
Wonderful. Okay.
questions?
No more questions. So unless you had more comments, maybe we could keep going on to, there's a comment on the Ormus minerals. Would we do the Ormus in the morning, adding Ormus? I do 2 full eyedroppers. So I do 80 drops of Ormus minerals in every liter of water that I drink on an everyday basis. And I should be doing close to 3. So I'm getting lots of Ormus in the mornings.
Yeah, I do it throughout the day. Like I just add it to my water.
Oh, sorry. I make my water in the morning and then I drink it all day long.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Okay. Well, where should we go from here, my love?
Well, I think we need to talk about belly button and clapping.
Yeah, let's do that.
So we're going to bring up the belly button therapy, and that is slide 11.
Good.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay, so there we go. Belly button therapy. This is such a fun thing to do. Who doesn't, who, no, there are some people who have trouble with anything touching their belly button. And when we actually have a conversation with that person, there's usually a problem that happened with their mom because that was your connection with your mom. So emotionally, when you have a hard time doing the belly button, and it's not because it hurts, it just there's something. It's that emotional connection with your mom because that's where it was. And then underneath your belly button is a gland that's connected to over 70,000 nerve endings. When you stimulate 70,000 nerve endings, you get more mobility, more stability, more flexibility. Who doesn't want that? So you could stand up before you do your belly button therapy and do a twist one way and a twist the other way and just notice where you're feeling the tightness and then bend over, see how far you can touch the ground. Maybe you can put your full palm down, or maybe it's just that maybe not even the tips of your fingers, but whatever, just notice. And then notice how your back and your hips are feeling. And then do 5 minutes of belly button therapy and then check again. You're going to notice that those little aches aren't there or they aren't as much, and you have better flexibility. So, and when you do the belly button therapy, you create more oxytocin, serotonin, endorphins, and what's the one I'm missing, Sandra?
Dopamine.
It's
Dose.
dopamine? Yes, thank you.
Oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins.
Yeah, perfect. And these are our happy hormones. So it actually pushes the body into the parasympathetic nervous system where we should be living are in, 98% of the time. And we're not, where we are so the opposite of what we should be. And again, it's putting that body into that parasympathetic nervous system, that calm, rest, and repair, where the body can actually do the work that it needs to be doing instead of being in that go, 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 can't do it, can't do it, and then crash. And then you don't even sleep well because you fall asleep so quick, your mouth is open. And guess what? When you sleep with your mouth open, you are over breathing. And every single breath you take through the mouth puts you into the sympathetic nervous system. That's our knee-jerk reaction. If I came up behind you and I startled you, you're going to go, right? Eyes are going to go wide. Everything goes tight. Take a big breath. That's your knee-jerk reaction. That just put you into the sympathetic nervous system. You're ready to run or fight. You get that adrenaline surge. You get a surge of glucose running through your veins and arteries so you can run or fight. You have a clotting effect that happens because if you're fighting and you get a cut, you want that clotting effect to happen. If I'm just doing life, I don't want to have a clotting effect. But guess what? We're hearing more and more people having aneurysms and aneurysms. Yes. Or a blood clot in the lungs, or a blood clot in, an artery somewhere. And there was something else. Oh, yes. When we're running from that paper tiger and we get that surge of glucose, if we're not using it by running, then we've got more glucose running through the veins and arteries. And guess what? You're going to get diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. And
Yep.
there are more and
you were
more.
just being a stress monkey 24/7.
Yeah. There are more and more children nowadays getting diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. And type 2 diabetes used to be adult onset. So we want to do whatever we can to bring the body back to that parasympathetic nervous system. And that's what the belly button therapy does beautifully. But it does more than that. You're going to do it in the direction that the large intestine flows. So you're going to be able to open up any areas of stagnation. You're going to be able to feel where there is scar tissue, crystallization, calcification. Because sometimes you'll be angling it down maybe towards the right hip, and you'll feel a pull from the opposite direction somewhere else. And that's an indication that you have a strand of scar tissue running from there to there. We hide so much of our emotions deep down inside, and that definitely happens in the abdominal area. And anybody who has had any surgeries in the abdomen is going to have scar tissue. I mean, you're going to have scar tissue, but you're going to have those feeders running off. And I know Dr. Wolf said that if you've had a hysterectomy or a C-section, I remember I had ovarian cysts removed, ovarian tumors removed when I was 18. And I can remember when I went home, I felt like I had a 2x4 in my abdominal area where the surgery had been done. And definitely that's what your body does. You've got this little cut, but now you've got your body overcompensates. And then you get something that feels like a 2x4. And then you get little feelers coming off it, right? Because your body says, this is never happening again. You're protected. Okay, that's my rant.
Yeah, no, that's a great rant. I was one of those people that definitely had quite a few issues with mom, just didn't connect at a very early age. And I would do the belly button therapy for a while and then not. And I found when I left the belly button therapy on the bed, and I would either going to bed or waking up, do the belly button while I laid in bed, and my whole body stayed calmer. If I tried to do it standing up, immediately I just wanted to double over, just an emotional reaction to protect myself. So I started to do the belly button therapy in bed and gently would go deeper and deeper over time. And I came to call it my check-in time, my time to check in with myself, right? Think about how much information is in that large intestine. And so I got to be doing it so much that I remember coming home one night on a Friday night. I think I've shared part of this story, but it tags back into doing that deep belly button therapy, laying in bed, and came home and just felt muddy in the head. And I stopped and did my belly button therapy. And I thought, yeah, I need to do, I don't think I did an Ultima Coffee Enema, but I think I did a quick little vaginal infusion with some Beyond Ormus in it, and it just cleared it up right away. But to have that time to have a physical connection with my body and get to know what my body was telling me was key to then know how to react to it and what to do for the body.
Yeah, exactly. All these little things that we can do to support our body is just amazing. When we can truly feel our way through life, I mean, because that's the way we should be doing it. And we should be feeling our way through life. We know we have these gut feelings, right? We have intuition. We have eyes in the back of our head, you know. So it's our body knows how to deal with this and how to keep us safe and strong and healthy. All we have to do is feel what the body is feeling and honor that and protect it and respect it. And now we're back to the Braveheart oath, right? That Braveheart.
Yeah. Isn't that amazing? That thought that just went through my mind was, here we are, in one sense, operators of a physical body, and we don't know what it's capable of, right? We don't know that there's actually eyes in the back of our heads. That was an amazing comment, my dear.
Well, it's the truth. It's the truth.
Yeah.
We just have to open them up. Again, those are points of energetic feeling. Like, it's part of who we are. Any questions?
Can we just go back? Yeah, we've had just a couple more comments now coming in about the coffee enema. So if you don't mind just backtracking for a little bit.
Yeah.
My naturopath did mention coffee enemas can eliminate magnesium if we do too many, because the bowels can sometimes go into spasm. And I think this is where Doc of Detox humic and folate products will kind of keep you a little bit more covered, because if you're doing it according to what we teach, it's structured water. B, you with a natural humic and fulvic in it, those natural, there's no heavy metals in them. They're going to keep your body and only pulling out those negative things. It's not right when we line up with the body and start doing things that are agreeable to the body. It's not going to pull too much, right? I think we get very even naturopaths, right? This is a comment from a naturopath. Even naturopaths can get very medically minded, unfortunately, right? Oh, we're going to have you take this product. We're going to have you take this individual component instead of just honoring what the body can do, honoring and getting those detox products in so it can naturally start coming back up to that natural level of detox. We're not going to be doing things that are too harsh for the body because we're totally lining up with nature and the body. So I think that's just my thought. Anyways, Lorraine, I don't know what your comment is, but when we worry about pulling too much of this out and too much of that out, you're doing something unnatural. So,
Well, and then the worry, if that is your prominent dominant thought, guess what? You're right. Henry Ford said it right. If you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. You know, your prominent dominant thought, how you're feeling about this has everything to do with how it works. Everything.
absolutely. Yeah.
Everything's vibration.
Yeah. And Michelle, I think this is a comment about the Beyond Ormus. I add it to my water, but adding it to a coffee enema, certainly don't have to do it on a regular basis, but I think I only put about 5 drops in, and it's certainly right. But definitely check in with your body. Say, hey, body, what do you need today? I always ask my body, do you want 1 teaspoon of coffee for your enema? Do you want 2? Or is today, have you had high stress? Did you let yourself sit in the stress? It's Saturday morning and you're doing your self-care. Body, do you need 3 tablespoons of coffee for the enema, right? Hey, body, do you want 1 teaspoon of tummy love? Do you want 2? Do you want a full tablespoon? Or maybe, and I haven't even thought about putting a sprinkle of black diamond in. I certainly could do that too, right? So always just be checking in with your body and learning to have that deep connection that you can ask your body something and just, hear the answer without really hearing anything audible, right?
Yeah. Or you could look into the sway test.
Fair enough.
So you actually can hold whatever it is, and I wouldn't be holding a big bucket of black gold. You know, I would be either holding the teaspoon of it or imagining that I'm holding the teaspoon of it. And then my body sways forward. If it's a yes, it sways back if it's a no. And when I'm thinking about this, I'm being very specific to the area of my brain, which is the reptilian area, which is at the back. And when you bring that thought back there, your body responds. And you get a definite yes. Yes is this way forward. This is no. So, and then being in that centered, not everybody can do this. So definitely you could just start slow and work your way up and see how your body feels. And then if your body didn't feel all that great, you felt it was overstimulated or something. I mean, coffee coming from the bottom up is not a stimulant.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. What was that other? Teresa's question: what causes aneurysms? So a little bulge or a bubble in a blood vessel that could potentially burst. Just a toxic load, right? An overstretching of self, infecting those arteries in the brain that then can develop that bubble. So it is, I think, a very toxic emotional overload is where I would take it back to.
Well, and then when you're running in that sympathetic nervous system, you are overloading, you're taxing everything. When you're in that sympathetic nervous system, your veins and arteries and actually all the smooth muscle in your body tenses up. It constricts. So if I'm a vein or an artery and I'm constricted and my body, I'm doing one of these things, or my body thinks I'm doing one of those things, and it's pumping blood as much as possible, do you think you're going to get a little bubble? Could.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Good point. Okay.
Yeah.
And then we have a comment from Tom. how do I control Hashimoto's? Well, I don't think we're going to suggest that you control anything other than meet your body where it's at and gently help it detox so that these harsh conditions and these chronic situations, the body can come back online. We can activate that immune system and it can gently start to deal with things. So yeah, I would never recommend trying to control. What would you say, Lorraine?
Yeah, you've got to do the baby steps in the right direction. If I were you, Tom, I would be looking at either downloading PDG free. That's the perfect day guide for free. So pdgfree.com. And you can download that 550 whatever page. I can't remember
Yeah.
how many pages, but close to 550 pages of health information. And then in the back too, there's an emotional content on different conditions and what emotion brought it up because everything came from a thought that created the emotion, that created the issues in our tissues. So if we can go back to when this got diagnosed and maybe 6 months before that and think about what was going on in my life and just know that your body was trying to keep you in a upright and moving forward. So it had nothing to do with genetics. It had nothing to do with I don't know. It had everything to do with lifestyle and how you view life. And then detoxifying the body for sure. Daily cleansing tea, black gold, black diamond, the iodine. You would definitely want to be doing iodine and iodide. But
Absolutely.
getting a perfect day consultation would be your best bet because then you've got a guide and a coach, right? That's going
Yeah,
to
absolutely.
help you with all four of those pillars. Because coming at it just nutraceutically is great. It's going to raise the body's vibration, but is it going to get you where you're thriving? Probably not. And throwing in the perfect day protocol, you still need help. You still need help. So getting that person who's going to be with you for the 6 weeks. And I don't know about you, Sandra, I've never said no past 6 weeks. So, if you reach out to me, I'm gonna respond.
Yeah, we've got some really neat practitioners out there. Someone had chimed in to say, hey, consider doing a perfect day consultation. It'll be the best $150 you spend. And then hello to Brenda out there, a consultation client. Let's see. Okay, let's go back to the liver conversation. What about swollen ankles? Liver and kidney blood tests are fine. Oh, Arlene, I'm just not exactly sure what you're commenting, love. So if you want to just repose that question, we'd love to help you out. I'm just not exactly sure what you're meaning, Arlene. So just repost it out. Hello to Kim. Her comment just popped up. Yeah, where should we go from there, Lorraine?
Clapper. So it's slide 17.
Wonderful. Let's go for that.
So there we go. The clapper. This is ancient. I mean, the belly button therapy was ancient too. It has tons of history behind it. But anytime that you can help, number one, raise the vibration of the body. This is a vibration, right? This is adding vibration to your body. So the clapping, it raises the body's vibration. You can't stay in a state of depression or anxiety when you're clapping. It's going to bring you out. Why? Why, Sandra? Why does it bring you out?
Well, it's going to create that vibration and it's actually going to move things. It's going to help you to move some of that emotion out, right? So what gives us trouble but stuck emotions, issues in our tissues. So if we're going to be clapping on the body, do you think that negative thing wants to stick around? No, it doesn't want to stick around, right? So it's going to physically move.
Yeah. So it's good for toning the skin, toning the muscles, increasing circulation. So that's both blood and lymphatic. It actually activates your T cells and you create more stem cells. So a lot of people, are in a chronic situation and they go for stem cell transplants. Why not do some clapping? Get your
Yeah,
own
who's
stem cells moving.
$100,000 to drop on stem cell therapy? Let's just be brave enough to learn how to do the clapping, right? Just like laying down in the bed for me to help get me into doing the belly button therapy. Let's just maybe lay down if you need to lay down to do the clapping. The demonstration that we do, and lots of the practitioners out here watching will know, and they'll remember when they're in the course. Daryl does a demonstration of clapping on the inside of the arms, and this is the heart and the lung meridian. And so, what a learning that is to sit in a room with 30 other people and start learning how to clap your body.
Yeah, and don't be worried if there's little red dots that show up or if something like a bruise shows up. It's not a bruise, it's toxins and it's coming to the surface. And my thoughts are better out than in, right? We want those toxins to be gone. And anytime that we can do the clapping is amazing. It feels so refreshing afterwards. It's like your whole body, well, if you did your whole body would be tingling. It increases that microcirculation. It builds your immune system. It's going to restore joints and muscles. So if you've got, a joint problem, maybe you twisted your ankle, wait until the swelling has gone down a bit. Or even when the swelling is there, you could tap lightly to help increase the circulation to bring the swelling down. And if you had some DMSO gel and maybe some pain away or muscle restore, those are the kind of things that you could be using. But the clapping is going to stimulate that blood flow, lymphatic flow, and that's going to help bring any inflammation down. And if you've got like rheumatoid arthritis, you could be clapping right into the joints to help open up those areas of crystallization, calcification, and scar tissue so you can actually clap away so that you have better mobility and less tension as you move. It stimulates the organs to become more healthy. It drains your lymphatic system, builds better nervous system, and reverses chronic conditions. So I know that when you're in a chronic condition and you've had it for a long time, sometimes everything hurts. Someone touching you hurts. And if that's your case, then go at it slow. Go at it lightly until you can do more. So you can just start lightly. And then maybe, after a couple of minutes, you can go a little bit harder. And then maybe after 5, 10 minutes, you can go a little bit harder because it's stimulating something. It's getting things moving. And now you're not so hyper reactive.
Yeah.
That's
You know what? Another review of Arlene's comment, I think I'm understanding better. She says she's done a liver and kidney blood tests, and both say they're fine. But what about swollen ankles? So what would, and also heart ultrasound is clear. So she's got swollen ankles, but she's done some testing and everything else says it's just fine. But what can she do about the swollen ankles?
I would make sure number one, I'm drinking ample water, and I would make sure that I'm doing some kind of movement to get the lymph moving. So if you had like a rebounder or if you had one of those vibration plates, those would be really good. And then checking, I know I spoke with somebody, part of when you're pooping in your pelvis and things start to get swollen here in the pelvic area, it's going to affect what is down below. So if your feet are starting to swell, you've got to think, okay, where's the beaver dam, right? Where's the beaver dam? So working your way up, and likely it is in that pelvic area. It's because it is one of the pelvic conditions when we go through all the conditions that can happen because of the pooping in your pelvis, because of all the inflammation that is happening right there. Swollen feet and ankles can be it, you know. So um, if you're close to Florida or close to Calgary here, we have pelvic restoration and disease prevention masterclass. So learning, you know, the protocols on how to start cleaning up that pelvic area. And like Sandra mentioned, the vaginal infusion, an amazing thing you can start doing. The belly button therapy, the clapping. You do belly button therapy first, you're going to be able to clap better. Um, but, you know, the squats, just downloading that PDG free and start
Let's
looking.
think energy medicine as well. Let's
Yes.
consider the Avicen, that microcirculation that's going to help to help assist the body to pull that liquid off of those tissues and get it back into the lymphatic system and get it out of the body.
Yeah.
The Avicen is a part of the 41st anniversary sale. So definitely check that out online. Go into energy medicine tab to check out the price and the options, and then head to the main website, docofdetox.com. Click on the link library and check out the information for the energy medicine, the Avicen microcirculation device.
Any other questions there?
Yep, let's go back and check that out. Okay, an iodine question. How much iodine to get rid of a cold? We suggest 5 sprays of iodine in the morning, 5 sprays of iodine at noon, and you could top it up with 5 sprays of iodide in the evening. If you're having trouble with the lungs, especially, why don't you start nebulizing the iodine and getting that iodine directly into the lung tissues for sure.
And then clapping, right?
Mm-hmm.
Clapping to loosen all that congestion up. I'd be clapping my back too. But my grandson came down with a cold and he desperately wanted to not miss school. So I got him drinking a half an ounce twice a day. It was done in a couple of days. You know,
Yeah.
we've got to be able to understand all the things that we have in our toolbox, right? If you've been following Doc and you're on the products, why not put more in the body when it's struggling? There's no downside. Why wouldn't you? You know,
Yeah,
you've got a project and you're burning the candle at both ends. Your body needs more, and our world is too toxic. You know, if we're not taking care of the body and we're not feeling our way through, we're going down. We're going down.
well, ladies and gentlemen, and brave hearts, we're getting close to our hour mark. Thank you, Rose Clark and Magdalena, for sharing that link to the PDG free. That's really helpful. We got Sabilla's question done. This one's maybe a big one, so maybe we can't go fully into this question. But Susie is saying, what's your advice for polycystic kidney and liver disease? Your ultimate coffee enema is going to go a long way for you, isn't it, Lorraine?
Yeah, and the vaginal infusions. You know, because again, nutraceuticals from the bottom up. And the coffee enema for sure, because you want to be able to help that liver. That liver is in a state that it's saying, oh my gosh, there's just too much. There's too much going on here. And then getting yourself into the pelvic restoration and disease prevention masterclass. You will not regret it. You do not need to be in pain. You do not need to have cysts hanging from your organs. A cyst is a pus sac. And that means that you've been pooping in your pelvis for a while. You know, the tissues down there, they get irritated first. Then they get inflamed. So they're saying, oh my gosh, we got to do something. We're going to get thicker. And then they get infected because the pooping in the pelvis is still there. You know, let's get to what we need to do. Look at our digestion. Look at the large intestine. Let's get things moving. I mean, if you are compacted, you need to get that large intestine moving. Daily cleansing tea, black gold, black diamond, tummy love, humic fulvic. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I've been doing.
absolutely.
And then getting myself a perfect day consultation, getting signed up for the pelvic restoration and disease prevention masterclass.
Yeah.
It was a huge eye opener for me, and I was already a master trainer. I was at that point, and I wasn't connected to the pelvic area. And for this is our holy grail of healing.
Mhm.
We've got to come back and honor that area, respect that area. It's more than just carrying babies and pleasuring your husband. Yeah.
Like, one general question, what do you think of grounding? I know I used to sleep on a grounding mat for a while on an everyday basis, and that really helped me connect with my body. And then we've got, pardon me, I'll let you answer what you'd like to say about that.
Well, definitely getting when I feel a little off, I'm gonna go barefoot even in winter. I'm gonna find some snow. I'm gonna do something, so I can really ground, not concrete, but ground. So I'm gonna stand in the snow for a few minutes. I wouldn't go out in a blizzard bare feet, but let's be reasonable. Or I'll find a river. Here in Calgary, there's lots of rivers. They're really cold, but there's lots of rivers. I can get my feet in there, or I'm gonna kick my shoes off and go for a walk barefoot on the grass in a park, or just stand outside on the grass, on the dirt. Yeah.
Wonderful. We had one person going to go start their ultimate coffee enema on the show. Another person says, I'm definitely going to go lay in bed and do my belly button therapy. So that's just wonderful. Arlene's got some more questions, and these ones are maybe large questions as well. What's good for idiopathic intracranial hypertension? Ooh, that's a big mouthful. And then her next comment is, I'm in the Caribbean, and how can I benefit or contact you guys? Love, we are available. We are either in Mountain Time or Pacific Time, so you definitely can call the 1-855-900-4544 extension 0 and just ask to speak with a master practitioner. And then there's so much online. Get that PDG free. Check out one of those links that one of our practitioners has posted in the chat. Get that manual downloaded, and then go to the main website, doncofdetox.com. Click on library, hundreds of hours of videos and lots of documents for you to read, so you can start your learning curve right there, and then just reach out to us, because no matter, even if you're on the other side of the globe, I did a consult with someone who was exactly 12 hours ahead of me. How exciting was that? So
Yeah.
it doesn't matter where you are on the globe, we can certainly hook up and do a consultation on a Zoom call or whatever video format is going to work, and so we can do that for you. And otherwise, we've got Dr. Darrell Wolfe has invested hours and hours and hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars into that perfect day guide, into the library, so that things are at your fingertips when you go on the internet, go online and click into the library.
Yeah. And I always, if you're new to the DACA Detox, then if you go into the library, so DACADetoxLibrary.com, if you've never been in there, you need to sign up once, and then you're good as gold. You get to go in anytime. And you're going to check out things like Highway to Health, right? Holy crap, that's another one. Become number one at the art of number two. And maybe the domino effect of normal living, or maybe medical mafia. These are all things that you need to be aware of to understand how we got here.
Yeah, exactly. Deborah's wondering, can you recommend a reputable link to purchase a nebulizer from? I've had 3, all from China, and they all broke. I know I've heard Dr. Darrell Wolfe talking about an electrical one that plugs into the wall, so I'm going to have to spend some time on Amazon and check out what he which sort of unit he's talking about, because I think he was mentioning people were finding that they're just getting clogged up a little too easily.
Yeah, exactly. exactly. You do just want to make sure it is a mesh nebulizer because that gives the finer particles. And you get what you pay for. So if you paid 25, 35, 45 bucks, you get what you
Yeah.
pay. So I would look at a bunch and then I wouldn't go with the most expensive, but I'm not going to go with the cheapest because
Yeah,
cheapest
that's
isn't
excellent.
always the way. Yeah.
Annie, I've had both deep vein thrombosis and philitis. Not sure what that is. That's maybe auto-corrected. In my left leg with permanent swelling. What can be done for the swelling? Well, a lot the same as the ankle swelling, right, Lorraine?
Yeah. Yeah. And then the belly button therapy, the clapping, the squats, getting out in movement on a mini trampoline, a rebounder, one of those vibration plates, stuff like that. Stuff like that.
Wonderful.
And of course, the pelvic restoration and disease prevention masterclass. You're going to
Absolutely.
learn a lot. We don't
Yeah.
need to be in pain. No, nobody needs to be in pain. What we need to do is understand what the body is trying to tell us. Pain is our GPS. It's saying, hey, look at me. And if we take something and it numbs it out, yes, we're out of pain, but we haven't addressed the root problem. The root problem's still happening. We're just out of pain. That's all. So really, it's a Band-Aid at the best.
Wonderful. Someone asked for the number and another practitioner has reposted it for us already. So,
Awesome.
well, Lorraine, I think we've done pretty good for today.
Yeah,
Should we just go through our Braveheart oath and give a good wave off to everybody?
I think that's the way we should go. All right.
All right.
And
Okay.
just
Meet your
just
man
know
behind the screen.
before we do that, we
Yes.
have the classes coming up. So the Stewart classes, let me see if I can find them here.
I know there's a lecture on June the 2nd in Stuart, Florida, 9:30 to 5. We can find that information on braveheartnation.com. Click on free lectures.
Yeah, and then again, braveheartnation.com, and you'll be able to see the dates of the courses starting. So the Whole Life Coach is, I think, June 5th. And then the Wolf Non-Surgical happens after that. And then I come in and do the Pelvic Restoration and Disease Prevention Masterclass in Stuart, Florida. I do have the Pelvic Restoration and Disease Prevention Masterclass here in Calgary starting June 7th, 8th, and 9th, and I still have room for more. So you can call me 403-605-9216. It's a Canadian number, and I can help you with more information if you're interested, and help you get signed up for any of the courses. Sandra can also help you get signed up for the courses. And after Stuart, Florida, we are in Coffs Harbour, Australia in August. And then after that, we are in Ixtapa, Mexico in October, the beginning of November. So, and just know that if you cannot make it to one of these classes, we can come to you too. That's one of the things that we offer. Dr. Sage Wolf will come to you. You get, even if it's just you who wants to take it, you call the 855 number, extension 5 or extension 4, and Dr. Daryl Wolf will get your information and get things set up for you. And there is also the 5-star retreat in Ixtapa. If you want to go down there, it is gorgeous, beautiful. You won't regret helping your body to get healthy. And it doesn't mean that you have to be in a chronic state to do something. You just weren't listening till your body got there. You were so caught up with life, and we all do it. We all do it. How about you just go when you want to relax? How about you just go when you want to try a juice fast? Or maybe you're an athlete and you just want to get things moving a bit better. You've noticed a few aches maybe in your shoulders or your knees or your ankles or whatever. That's what these things are for. Or maybe you're a couple and you want to get pregnant. How about you do the couple's pain-free pregnancy? Now, wouldn't that be something? You know, we are so programmed to be in pain all the time that it's who doesn't have pain? We all do. Let's change that. I don't want to just survive. I don't know about you. I want to thrive. So let's get back to thriving and utilizing all of the different things that we offer for free, and then taking that deep dive and cracking your coconut from the inside, because you're the one, you are the magic bullet. You're the one. You're not waiting for anybody else. You're the one who's going to take control and be your own practitioner. Right, Sandra?
Absolutely. Well, guys, just know that Dr. Darwolf has structured everything. So we're here to meet you at where you're ready to go and what and how you're ready to step in. So like Lorraine said, there's so many different options of how you can come and take courses or get treatments or have someone come to you. So just start diving into the world of DACA Detox, and we'd love to hear from you on the toll-free number if you ever have a need. And let's just sign off for today. Maybe let's just head for the Braveheart Oath. How's that sound?
Yeah. So that is 80, slide 82, right at the bottom.
At the bottom. All right. We'll just give them a minute to find that one.
Yeah. So you can
And
put it up.
everyone just catch your breath and say it along with me at home.
Maybe putting your hand up on your heart. You know, that when you touch your heart, it tells your body you're safe. It tells your body you're safe. So do that.
Okay.
So
Well, we'll just read through it. We'll take a couple of deep breaths together. I am love. I am healed. I am Braveheart. Today and every day, from the moment I rise until I gently close my eyes, I will always trust, honor, respect, protect, forgive, and totally love myself first and foremost before anyone else or anything else. So help me God, because I can. I am love. I am healed. I am Braveheart. All right, everybody. All together, 3, 2, 1. You've got this.
Love you guys.
Bye.
Thanks, Sandra. Yeah. So I'm going to get going.